We're exactly 44 days away from a high-stake general election that will shape the destiny of this nation. To understand where we're going, we must look at how we got here. In the historic 2021 elections, the United Party for National Development, UPND, swept into power with a resounding landslide victory. The triumph was built largely on the shoulders of the youth. Thousands of young people and young Zambians stand up in numbers demanding change, jobs, and economic liberation. But 5 years later, the political landscape is facing its ultimate test. Young people today constitute over 40% of the registered voters on the current roll that has got about 8.7 million registered voters. They hold the majority, they hold the power, and they hold the keys to State House. The burning question tonight is, will history repeat itself in the next 44 days? Are the youth of Zambia happy with the performance of the UPND government over the last 5 years, who has the frustration set in over the cost of living and unemployment opportunities? Will they overwhelmingly back the red wave again in 44 days? UPND National Youth Information and Publicity Secretary IPS Mumba joins me on tonight's edition of This Day. We discuss whether the young people will vote the UPND again in August of 2026. But also we ask the big question, are the young people happy today? Comrade Mumba, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on This Day tonight.
Good evening, Comrade Mwansa. Good evening, the viewers, wherever you are watching us from. In all 10 provinces of this country. And I'm happy. This is my first time featuring on Diamond TV.
You're welcome again to Diamond TV. Well, you two could be part of the conversation by calling us on the number that is on the screen. But also we are streaming this program live on our Facebook page. That's our Diamond TV online. Come through, give us your comments and contribution. We're asking the question, will the young people overwhelmingly vote for the UPND in the coming days? We have 44 days to go before the country goes to the polls. Like I mentioned earlier on, Comrade Mumba, you are elected overwhelmingly by young people in 2021. Do you honestly think those same young voters who supported your cause as UPND are happy with your performance today?
The young people, I'll speak on behalf of the 41,000 teachers who were recruited. They are happy. The health workers, between 18 and 20,000, they are happy of the New Dawn government. Those small-scale miners are happy with the New Dawn government, the UPND government. Those deployed under defense and security, the 10,000, are happy with the New Dawn government. And these are young people I'm talking about. And their parents have witnessed a situation where, in the record of this country, the UPND, within 4 years and some months, we've managed to achieve a rise in unemployment rate to about 100,000 plus. This is a huge achievement that we've made among all the governments that formed government in Zambia. Today I'll tell you that the Zambian people and the young people who were at Hero Stadium to see President Hakainde Hichilema and appreciate President Hakainde Hichilema. What you saw at Hero Stadium was an appreciation to President Hakainde Hichilema to say, Mr. President, we are happy with the good policies that you are putting across. The young people are happy.
It's not only those that you've recruited under the health sector, under the education sector, that are young people that voted for you.
Of course.
Millions of young people voted for you. And those numbers you're mentioning here are not in their millions. And so,
my brother, I'll tell you that...
Would it be right to say that the people that you are only confident that are happy with this government are those that you've mentioned that have been employed?
I'll tell you, my brother, this government is not a government that is only looking at those who are educated. This government is focusing even those in shanty compounds who've never been to school. This is why you saw President Hakainde Hichilema increasing the CDF from 1.5 to 40 million. And that money is decentralized to the local people in the compounds. Bantu wako Kanyama. He has also put a component within the CDF for those who have never been to school to go and enroll Kurima skills training. Today you see young people having skills of the hand. Isekwatu kombondia itanati nchito zamanja. You cannot develop a country if you don't have people who are saying nchito zamanja. This is why some of us we appreciate that bricklayer pakombo nujama tikira che plaster. His specialty ni kutikira che plaster mdara. Anagwira che chamine chijande chachita. This is why we also appreciate those who are doing carpentry. Today, we have introduced free education, reintroduced free education. Who are those people there to contribute towards the free education so that we raise the standard of free education? Uja, wameni apanga to my desk. And the only way you can enhance their skills is by taking them back. Korea Jama skills training. They don't need a grade 12. They don't need a grade 9. They only need an NLRC. And this is why I'm saying President Upnd is looking at every citizen, every young person must contribute to the development of this country.
That's interesting, to say. You've been on the ground. You've moved across the country. What feedback are young people giving you?
First of all, there's positive feedback and there's negative feedback. Why? Communication. Sometimes what lacks is communication. When you go in these compounds, especially here in Lusaka, I'll give an example in Lusaka. People will not see the impact of, for example, CDF. Why would they not see the impact? It's because there is no one to communicate to them on the developmental issues. This is why every time you will see the National Youth Chairman on TV saying, we in the UPND should improve in our communication. We are delivering policies through the visionary leadership of President Upnd, but it's only communication. And this communication
are you saying that the communication, the department of your party is defunct?
No.
It's not functional?
No.
It's useless?
It's to remind the people. First of all, I'll tell you that development should not only be handled by the government or a political party in government. Development, everyone should participate. In WDC, who has been given a responsibility to lead in a certain area, I should be the one to communicate to the people to say, Kuno kwat, we are thinking of doing this and this and this. And also, we are awakening the Zambian people. Me, on my own, I'm telling the young people to say, participate in the local development that President Upnd is trying to enhance. Participate. By you participating, communication will be there. How? From you attending a meeting within your locality, you go home. And home where you are going to inform the family that you've left behind. And everyone is going to be informed that, isemanje vati mangira chipatala. Then the information about chipatala will be there. And people now will be looking at the standards of chipatala. And chipatala bwanchetifuna mnamkombo. So we are saying the locals should participate in the local development. Let's not leave development to the government, unlike in the past. This is why you see President Upnd is investing so much in the knowledge. We need the human resource in this country, like today. This is why President Upnd is doing that.
Where is the biggest problem with communication in your party? Where do you think the biggest problem is? Because you mentioned here that the biggest challenge here is that people are not aware of the good policies the party has done. And I'm asking you that from the branch of the party that deals with communication, where is the problem when you know what your party has done?
First of all, I'll tell you, there's no problem in the UPND in terms of communication. We are communicating. But there are certain individuals who've been given a role to inform. For example, you're a civil servant. You've been given a role as a clinic officer. When there is a challenge, it's you to tell the locals, communicate to the locals, tell them, no, the challenge that we have, so. Mankwala say nafike fast because maybe ambulance, there's often koleta mankwala, motor guys often koleta mankwala, yaonongeka. tell the people so that they must understand. But we've seen a situation, one is a civil servant, they are too fair. No, si bomayan yamene. No. This is also your government in which you are benefiting from. So communication should start with me. I'm here communicating to the Zambian people on the policies that the UPND has done. I will not lie to the Zambian people. These are things that they are seeing in their local communities.
The reason why I keep consistently asking about the communication within your party, just a fortnight ago, I was seated here with governance activist Laura Meeting, and she told me on the program that the biggest mistake President Hakainde Hichilema has made is with his communication. All right? He pointed out Clayson Amasaka. In fact, she laughed at Clayson Amasaka because says that man can't communicate. She laughed at Tawo Kawana. She laughed at Mark, Simuwe. Would you agree with Laura Meeting that the biggest problem you're facing as UPND or as a government is communication? You don't know how to communicate, or probably the people that you've put to communicate are not doing a good job?
I will not point a finger at an individual that is not communicating. I'll put a finger at every civil servant to communicate, because this is a role of every individual.
Why are you relegating the issue of communication? Why must a civil servant communicate your plans, your manifesto, your developmental agenda? Why must you relegate it to a civil servant instead of you, the party? Because you're the ones that are needing the votes.
I'll give you an example of Maximo. You've seen Maximo all over communicating. He's coming from the party and is mandated to communicate. He's all over communicating and talking to people about the policies that the UPND government is doing.
Probably talking to himself.
It's because individuals like you, Mwansa, you are not understanding that this is a law that I equally have to communicate to the people. It's a collective responsibility of every UPND member. This is why you see President Hakainde Hichilema saying every UPND member is mandated to communicate. You are my brand ambassador. There is no restriction to a person who is supposed to communicate to the Zambian people. Me, who has seen the goodness of UPND and the good policies of UPND, I'm supposed to communicate. Why should I sleep? Lelo have benefited. My family is benefiting in free education today. I'll tell you, my youngest brother should be 13 or so. But today, I'm enjoying a situation where I don't need to help my mother pay school fees. Why should I fail to communicate? I need to go on the podium and say, my child, my young brother is benefiting, and my son also is benefiting. I'm a beneficiary because the president and the government has removed that burden that I had in Madar.
On free education?
Yes.
I think that 2 days ago, Zambia Must Prosper President KBF was having a rally, and he criticized you, the UPND, that people will not eat free education. He accuses you of having increased the cost of living, that you failed to run this, country. I would like to get your reaction to KBF. He says that people can't eat free education because you are going around telling people there's free education, but people are hungry. There's no food on their table.
KBF is my father, but he's not being sincere. He's not being sincere. First of all, when you talk about issues to do with the communication, free education, and all those things, this country, I'll tell you, my brother, we are running a country that defaulted. First of all, when you talk about the cost of living, for sure, we are running a country that defaulted. And this country defaulted him. My father understands that this country defaulted. And when a country defaults, you don't expect the cost of living to be low. The cost of living will surely be high. And stabilizing an economy, he understands very well. Stabilizing an economy is not something that you do overnight. President Hakainde Hichilema inherited a country that defaulted. And he said, we will not proceed running a country that has defaulted. First of all, we need to renegotiate nkongole za mene tili nazo. Ndiziti nkongole za tili nazo. Uyu muntu atenga loni ku muntu. Ironi watenga, you've agreed that ironi etatenga wamdala mzaka nipasa kamotoka. Kamotoka kama mzaka nipasa ikafika time yaso. This is a state where this country was. And now this is President Upnd always looking at this situation and is saying Charotagulis. My people could have started coming here and waiting now in Congole to say tipase ngoni zesko. Tipase ngoni chochipata.
Can people eat free education?
Asogoreri. Human resource is what builds a country to have elite people who understand how to run a business, people who understand how to run a market. Olo amai bajawali pa street pacha. Wenu wakaenda kunyumba, wamaenda ofunsa. Kuti mwana wanga, nezina kulisa so, maina kangwa ma calculations hapa, nitandize. Meaning you've invested in the human resource. That business is ambo vendera. Where that woman is making mistakes, it's a business vendera. The country to develop, you need people to be also educated. Madala, let's not run away from the truth. You can't run a country where it's a tonse stina punziri. I appreciate that there are some people who have not been to school because they never had that privilege. But those who have a privilege under the President Upnd, they should enjoy that. And they should make sure contribute to the development of this country. There is no country that can develop without the educated. We need them. Now, just when in school, we need them. These things we must pamos.
You came on the platform of change. The biggest slogan that you had, and you were campaigning, Comrade Nevas Mumba, across the country was that Bali will fix it. What people thought you would fix is the cost of living, because at that time, when Milimu was around 180 kwacha, you told the Zambian people that this is unacceptable, that the highest note at that time was 100 kwacha, can't buy a bag of Milimu. You told the people that when we come into office, things will be better than they are today.
Yes.
But the Zambian people are asking today that, look, when you came into office, before you came into office, we used to buy commodity prices at a much more cheaper price than we are buying them today. We used to buy fuel at 18 kwacha. We used to buy Milimu at around 170, 180 kwacha. We used to buy cooking oil at a slightly cheaper price than we are buying today. Now, you people that claim to be smart, claim to be economists, claim to have fixed things, in fact, today we are saying that the numbers are showing in the positive. GDP, 5.4%. You're grown at we're grown as a country at 5.4%. We say that our currency is the fastest is the best performing currency, in the world. We are saying also boasting here that we, in the first time of this country, we've got reserves in excess of $6.4 billion, dollars. But people are saying that, look, all those things the Upnd can keep. We are hungry. That's what people are saying. We are hungry. Why aren't you fixing the fundamental things that need to be fixed, as opposed to the macroeconomic indicators?
A true economist, as me, I'm not an economist, but a true economist will be very sincere with you. They will tell you that growing an economy, this country, we inherited an economy. We defaulted in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And we inherited this country at a time when it was in a crisis. Then, building that country that was destroyed, it's not overnight, Madara. People concentrated on their stomach, not investing in the country, and also investing in the people. First of all, I am a reserves. You see, people are mistaken in these reserves. That's why you see these pomp were going around saying we need to eat because wanajaira kudia chuma chacha. First of all, these reserves, I want to explain to the Zambian people so that they understand the reserves within China. For the currency, this kwacha, kutinkare stable, you need the reserves. Reserves, yalimonga muntu, aina nyumba. Then, muja mnyumba munkala, suma sungako tundalamu. Muntu akadwala lelo, adwala muntu serious, muzamtandizira bwanji. When there is a crisis, muzamtandizira bwanji. Then the other thing is that, for you to attract these investors who've come today in the mining industry, where people are celebrating that the UPND government has employed people in the mines. You need the reserves because that builds an investor confidence. Okay, this country, parishuriti, madala. So those are some of the most important things that people should concentrate on. Of course, we understand that there are a lot of challenges that our people are facing. First of all, let me talk about free education. Free education. Am I for me to be educated? Am I giving the government to sustain the free education? Lelo, it's the government that has taken that burden. Using what? When there is a major challenge, teachers are fall. We are getting the little monies from the reserves and saying, let's give that teacher so that kusankare chongo wana wa school wapunzire mshemushe. Today you are seeing teachers not complaining at Swana fall. Council workers and then pa council pa Pacific Center mniuze oti no they are striking as Swaba Forest. It's all that you are seeing is because kulima reserves somewhere. So a person should not come and mislead you because wasn't there no opunzira maning. No. Let's be realistic and tell the Zambian people the truth. That should be there.
Young people around Senseli and Kasenseli mines feel completely abandoned by your administration and by the UPND, Comrade Nevas Mumba. Would you say you have dealt fairly and transparently with the plight of young small-scale miners?
My brother Andrew Mwansa, you have a family and you have brothers and sisters. And some of our sisters are the ones who are selling in these to my illegal mining. And I sympathize with them because these, when they take their goods there, they were making a karitu money. And today, some of them have not received what they're supposed to receive through that operation. Because one concentration this government has is that we value human life more than anything. And the youths are a future generation. But how do we build a future generation in the basis of allowing them to die in the pits? Our colleagues were recording incidences where these young people were dying and no one was announcing this. They were just sitting on it. But today, this government is trying to be realistic and bringing the truth on the public and also trying to find a long-lasting solution for these young people who are in these mining pits. First of all, safe mining. Safe mining. These guys who are going in those pits are leaving families behind. When that brother of mine dies there, the family will suffer. Every normal human being that has got a conscience should advocate for safe mining. Because when we front the interest of money before we look at the safety of our people, then this government is not a government, a good government. First of all, the other thing that I'll tell you is safe mining, legal mining. Legal mining is there to secure the future of the miners there. We've seen a situation where the security of these people is breached, where families foreigners are coming with guns, my brother. When you check what was happening in Mumba, it was a sorry sight. Majority of the people that got the gold that was there were foreigners. Today you will not see a gold reserve here in Zambia. Why? It's because foreigners were coming there with guns, buying at a cheaper price. But this government is saying, legal safe mining. And also creating a framework on how these people are going to benefit from all this. And also educating.
The narrative that has been sent here is that it's these young people that discovered these minerals here. You've come as a UPND, you're pointing guns at these young people, chasing them like they're Zambians. What Brand Mundwile and his colleagues are preaching in different parts of our country, in the Copper Belt and in Eastern Province, is that when he comes into office, he's not going to be pointing guns at the youth. He'll point guns at those that are going to stop the youth from mining. He said those mining, those dump sites, the Black Mountain, the Senseli mine, the Mufumwe mine, belongs, to the young people. That is a message that is preaching, and so far seems to be getting the applause by those people that is coming to give them back.
My brother, the truth is that no one has grabbed away the right for the Zambian citizen to mine. In the history of this country, I'll tell you that it's only the UPND government that has trained cooperatives. Today, cooperatives have been trained on how to mine. And these are same cooperatives that are going to be allocated with those mining sites. Today, you go in Fumbwe, there are youths who are flocking there. They are now being given coordinates where they are going to be mining from. Why? These are cooperatives in all parts of this country are participating there. And the concentration of this government in an internal Boma, Irimunga Mvula, our concentration is not a UPND member. When you go in these mines, you find the majority of youths that are there are those PF cadres who are hacking young people and the youths in the street. But we've said these are Zambians. We will not take them anyway. We will train them so that they can do safe, legal mining. And these are the people that have been allocated those areas where they're supposed to mine. Majority of people, you go to Mufumbwe today and do your own survey as a journalist. You find out that these young people have been given sites and coordinates have been given. Others are already receiving their offer letters and some have already received. Why? It's because we want to protect these minerals so that these minerals should belong to the young people and the Zambian people, and in a legal way that no one will form government and say, move out of this place, this is my place. It has to be legal and permanent. If a foreigner would want to invest in this artisan, they'll find you with a document, Mwansa. Is this not a good thing? This is a good thing. Something that has never happened. In the past, the only thing you see is a foreigner owning a mining license, not a Zambian owning a mining license. And your artisanal mining license, I may educate you, my brother. You don't need a lot of documentation. It's already a mining license. You're supposed to start mining. It's an empowerment, my brother. There are no complications. You don't need a lot of money. Just paying for it to be active, you find that you're only paying a 600 kwacha. That is manageable for 10 people in a cooperative or 100 people in a cooperative.
And the rumors that only you are offering these artisanal licenses to only UPND youths and cadres. You're the only ones that are having these, mining licenses.
I've given you an example, my brother. Go in Pika, go in Fumbwe and see the people that are benefiting from those mining licenses. Our people are complaining. I was receiving phone calls when I was in Northwestern Province. When we were visiting the structures, people were complaining. People were complaining, say, as we have not seen anything. We told them, have you followed the process? This is the only government that is working with the system. And the system that is benefiting everyone. That's why I'll pass an example. This government, in Munga Kazuba, Olomvula. I'll give you an example on the recruitments that we've made. These are recruitments that we've taken down to the districts and constituencies. People who were recruited as teachers were coming from their localities. There's nothing like we are getting someone from Eastern Province where I'm coming from. You take them in Western Province. No. The locals there were the ones who were benefiting. And today they will bear witness with me. I saw someone in Namshakende, that is Western Province, saying, this is the first time, which is not a bad thing. But at the end of the day, these are the people that are there to communicate the language that these children who are learning, to understand, and they will relate. And these are the people that will not run away from their roots. And you've employed a local. And this is what this government has achieved.
The phone lines are open. Come through and give us your contribution. The number will soon be reflecting on your screen. But also, we are seeing a number of messages that are coming in on our Facebook page. Continue bringing them on. And on all the questions that you have, I'll be asking my guest tonight. My guest is Nevas Mumba. He is the UPND National Information and Publicity Secretary. We're discussing, will the young people in the next 44 days again overwhelmingly vote for the UPND like they did in the election of 2021? You held a major rally this past Sunday. A majority of those that came to the rally were the youth. Yesterday on this program, we were seated with the NRPUP youth chairman, Kelvin Kaunda, who accused you, the UPND, of having ferried cadres from Chongwe, from the Copper Belt, and from different parts of the country. What is your reaction to Mr. Kaunda?
My leader, first of all, I was very happy. I stay in SOS, and I know what happened on that particular day, and I'll tell you what UPND believes in. First of all, I'll give you an example. You, the media, you're covering National Youth Chairman, where he was engaging the young people, talking to the structure members. We don't believe in massaging ourselves when we see the crowd, then we say we are popular. UPND has got a strategy. We engage our structures because we believe a foot soldier is the one who is in charge of the people on the ground. And these are the people who understand the challenges their people are facing. We engage the people. The provincial youth chairman, the provincial chairman himself, Mr. Obvious Mwaliteta, provincial youth chairman, Chairman Chitanga, and the national youth chairman. We're busy going constituency by constituency, engaging our people, telling them the importance of voting back the UPND.
Did you ferry people to attend that rally?
Not at all. If you saw genuinely on social media, I was saying, people were saying, no, their people are stranded, look at them, are moving by foot. These are people that have volunteered. They volunteered. I saw people all the way from Kanyama. It's evident. You see photos on social media. People were coming from Kabangwe, walking to go and witness this event. Why? It's because people have confidence in President Hakainde Hichilema, and they want President Hakainde Hichilema to continue running this country. And
did you pay those people that came to the rally?
UPND has got no capacity to pay the thousands that were there.
Is it a broke party?
It's not a broke party, but this is a party that believes that the resources of the Zambian people should belong to the Zambian people.
The reason I ask this question is because just in the Copper Belt, we had those stories of students coming in because they were promised they'll be given transport refunds, and they promised to be bought Hungry Lion. And so the people have that history of the UPND that you pay people to come and attend the events.
I will not dance to the tune of the opposition. The opposition will always come up with a tune, my leader. I've seen situations where opposition who wear a regalia of the UPND, and these are tactics that I saw mostly with the PF, and all these guys who are mobilizing themselves are the PF, and the tactics they are using to just hoodwink the minds of the Zambian people. I understand it very well. I will tell you the truth, UPND has no time in buying the people, but we have so much time in convincing the Zambian people to see the good that we are putting across, so that the Zambian people should benefit out of whatsoever policies that the president is putting across.
I'll be picking the phone calls on the number on the screen, but before we pick our phone calls, let's take a short break.
There's a new wave sweeping across the nation, a youthful, vibrant spirit, driven by the passion for a taste that boosts our inner well-being. A taste crafted in the heart of sun-kissed fields from Zambia's finest sorghum. A taste driven by the passion to boost your inner well-being. It's who we are, how we are, and where we've come from. Sogo, the new taste of culture.
Welcome to an electrifying new epic of agricultural shopping. Nestled in the bustling Lusaka showgrounds, the Nemkim Agri Division is more than just a store. It's the lighthouse of advancement, searching for top-notch biosecurity, cleaning, and pest control solutions. Attention! Local businesses, your quest ends here. Get ready for a thrilling journey in agricultural retail. The future begins at Nemchem Agri Division, your supermarket for superior quality. The revolution of agricultural shopping starts now. It's about empowering your business and nurturing your community. Call us today or visit our shop at the Lusaka Showgrounds.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the enhanced Constituency Development Fund, more classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy. It is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered. On the 13th of August, 2026, vote for Hakainde Hichilema as President of the Republic of Zambia. And let's continue to move Zambia forward together.
Voting is one of the few moments where we all have a voice.
One person, one vote.
No titles, no status.
Just a choice.
It's not about doing nothing.
It's about showing up.
Because your vote matters.
It's easy.
It's important.
It's ours.
Count me in.
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 Nikuza bali ni boss. Nikuza bali ni boss.
You don't steal me the bit.
Yes. We're not where we were in 2021.
Nikuza bali ni boss.
Well, thanks so much for still staying with us. I'll be picking your calls and I'll be reading some of the messages you're sending us on our Facebook page. We're streaming this program live on our Facebook page. That's at Diamond TV Online. Before the break, we were talking about whether the crowds we saw at Hero Stadium there were people that were ferried, and you've categorically stated that no, those are people that came to support President Hakainde Hichilema. But before we proceed with that, let's quickly pick John Kalima, who is calling us from Kapiri. Mr. Kalima, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, my brother there.
Great. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good evening, the guest from there.
Good evening. Thank you.
I just have a concern with our guest there, because what he is saying and what is on the ground are two different things. He is busy self-praising what they have done, which are not seen to the people. And the other thing is that I don't know why his UPND people, members, are full of lies. Every time it is lying. You don't listen from the concerns or the ordinary citizen people. but you just keep on lying. Every time lying. You go to sleep lying. You wake up lying. You are waking lying. Why are you full of lies? That is my concern, my brother, this evening. Thank you very much.
Mm. Well, are you still on, Mr. Kalima?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Kalima, are you still on?
Yes, I'm still on, my brother.
Which specific things has my comrade here lied on that you'd like to get clarification on?
The thing is that, my brother there, this government, before they came into power, they promised the citizens of Zambia that they are going to reduce the price of meal from wherever it was to 50 kwacha. They promised the people of Zambia to reduce the price of fuel from wherever it was to 12 kwacha. They promised the people of Zambia to reduce the dollar from whether it was to 12 kwacha. None of this has been seen, and they are still promising. Why is it like this? Then, in fact, you have done well. I'm concerned. Why is it that we have now started experiencing or hearing the killings of people? In Southern Province, they have killed one, and in Luapula Province, they have killed one just because of the elections. What are you saying about that, my brother there?
Thank you so much, Mr. John Kalima. Would you like to respond? You say that you are liars as UPND.
Thank you so much to Mr. Kalima. First of all, I'll tell you that UPND promised. And when a promise is made, there's a process of implementation. UPND has been implementing a lot of things. First of all, the crisis that we had a drought in this country. Mulimi ujali kuchipata za kuuzani na Southern Province. Even in Northern Province, they will tell you the truth that this drought affected every individual and every sector of the economy. First of all, the energy sector was affected. Malaiti ngati kulibe. Muntu ujaina kantemba mwa George will face challenges, meaning business will not move according to the way it was moving. And this is not a natural cause. But because this government has promised the Zambian people and they want to implement the promises they made, President Hakainde Hichilema said, this is a necessary evil. Kazuwa kaminati pasa over. Let's use it. Today, we are seeing a situation where the electricity has been stabilized. This is not a cosmetic thing, my brother. This is a reality. You've seen projects, solar projects that have happened under this government. Why? It's because the president is concerned that Ujamuntu, aina baba shop, does not need the hydroelectricity. Even solar itself can sustain them. Because kataka machine ni kuchaja, wambogera. Then today your family is going to feed. Everyone in this country knows that kwezeri nkondo kunjao. Ngani ya fuel. And all these things that were happening, the president was concerned. Immediately when that war started, the president said, and he told the Zambian people to say, we may face such and such challenges because of this that has come. That means you have a government that cares and a government that sees to it that there are challenges, and these challenges, we need to work on them, collective, all of us. We should not politicize issues to do with electricity. We should not politicize issues to do with the fuel, because these are things that affect the economy and the livelihood of the Zambian people.
Well, the people of Zambia would like to disagree with you that they must be politicized, because when you stood on the political platform, you said you fixed these things. You said fuel was expensive because there were middlemen involved and you will come and reduce it. That was a political topic. You said minimum was very expensive, and so you reduced it. That was a political topic. And so why do you want the Zambians now to stop politicizing these issues?
First of all, Mwansa, I'll tell you that when we talk about the minimum price, today, I'll tell you, after the drought, if this government was not concerned, you wouldn't have seen the president calling the Zambian people to go back to their lands. Today, we will see majority of the Zambians, me, myself, my brother, I don't need to go and buy a bag of mini-meal today. Why? It's because I obeyed to the call of the president that I should go back to the land. Nikalima sogoleri, nilima chosa to my bags of 200. But 200, what will sustain my home is only 15 bags. The whole year, I'm not buying anything. But the thing is, we are not trying to massage the challenges that the Zambian people are facing. We understand because we are Zambians. People are saying, why UPND by Nanjala? We agree that njala tinayo because njala itimvera isi ndi njala imvera muntu aliyense. But at the end of the day, njala, it's something that we are working together with the Zambian people so that we may sort it out permanently. And today, you haven't seen anyone who has died with hunger in this country. When there was a crisis in this country,
let's pick someone from Kitwe. We've got a caller calling us from Kitwe. Hello, good evening. Michael Chira. All right, Mr. Michael Chira is gone there. You can still call us and give us your contribution. It's good it's coming from the COP. Mr. Michael Chira is coming from the Copper Belt because this is where the Tonse Alliance began their campaign trail from. When they went to Kitwe, they had thousands of people that attended their rally, and they've continued to do so. Even today, they were in Chinsali, hundreds of thousands of people, attended that rally. If you can see the pictures in the background there, on news, thousands of people, got to attend that particular rally. Are you worried as UPND or concerned with the crowds that Brand Mundwele, is pulling to himself, hundreds of thousands of people there in the background, as you can see? Are you shaken as UPND, seeing these numbers of people that are showing, according to Mundwele, organic love? He's not sponsoring anybody like you are doing, according to him, and these people are not even clad in regalia. Are you shaken? But before I ask whether you're shaken, let's pick another caller from Chilida Wambwe. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I hope you're well.
Yes, I'm okay. Good evening, Mr. Nevas Mumba.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Mine is on free education. Really, as for me, this is not free education. Because it is more like you add 1 + 1, you get it. You understand? And then you subtract 98 from 100 because the cost of living nowadays is high. Let us talk of just a pair of the shoes, about 800 quarter plus. Uniform, a school bag, plus the books. So as for me, this free education you're talking about, I think as for me, it's not making sense. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Matakala, calling us from Chidabombo. But yeah, let's pick it up from there.
Free education.
Free education, then we go to the rallies that Tonse is having.
First of all, free education, my brother, I'll tell you, it's only those who are not going to the people in the communities and hearing what those people in the communities are saying. First of all, this free education, my brother, people who will be very sincere will tell you that the UPND has given us a relief. How? My brother, when you are implementing a policy, it will not be overnight that this thing is going to be perfected. But this government has tried its level best to perfect this thing. First of all, I'll tell you that free education is up to university. How? The meal allowance is a serious motivation to a student who is at a university. Those children who are going to school, Valeria, Umusunga, Waliwish Umusunga, Ulimwembai, me are from Eastern, but I wish you. Valeria College, Abana, they are able to concentrate. This is an investment that we are doing. They are able to concentrate. Their parents are not paying a penny in terms of resources giving them. Let's be sincere, giving them to buy lunch, breakfast or something. This government is saying we are carrying this burden. It's better our people are on a safe side. And one wouldn't appreciate such a policy. I don't think my big brother there is being sincere. If it has no impact on you, don't insult the Zambian people, those who feel the relief
that's come with it.
My mother in Kanyama, who is selling chihuahua, where would she find 1,200 to go and pay for a child who is in grade 10? And the capital is 300 kwacha. Let's not insult the Zambian people. Let's respect the Zambian people.
Let's speak Stanley calling us. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Hope you're well.
Very fine. Mr. Nevers, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Fine. I think, Mr. Nevers, you're speaking from without. You understand? It's like what you're doing right now is that you're decampaigning the UPND more. Because when people are saying, whenever that free education, cost of living over you don't understand. I don't know if you have something called one don't pushing me and so they don't understand. No, you need to speak about what you've done. How have you reduced the cost of living? In so tell us things that will be at least you understand. Not this Murera and never see. You're doing a disservice to President Daka. I'm being honest with you, my guy. You're not supposed to be on TV.
Thank you so much for Stanley Piri. You're doing a disservice to President Tucker in Mr. Nevers. The people are hungry. The people are feeling the pinch of the cost of living. That's what Stanley is saying.
My brother, every economy, for it to be stable, there is a process that is undertaken. And I understand my brother, and I also feel the pain that he's feeling based on his opinion. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you that we in the UPND will not massage the truth. We'll tell you what is there and what this government is doing. Our concentration is building the economy of this country beyond us. First of all, when we talk about the energy sector, the measures that President Daka has taken into the energy sector is to relieve the people for the future. This story should not always be continuing. In every 5 years, people are talking about electricity. It shouldn't be the case. When we jump into 2031, people should concentrate on how is my business moving, not how is the issue of electricity. I think if my brother will be honest enough, is Mr. Pire, he'll be honest enough. He will tell me if he's facing these challenges of electricity today. It's not a cosmetic thing, my brother. If I'm facing a challenge, today I'll tell you, if the fuel price is high, even a UPND member will feel the pinch. But at the end of the day, I'm calling every Zambian citizen to look at the vision of the president that he has. The vision is that we need to work together, collective, and sort out issues, not putting politics in front, instead of sorting out the real issues that our people are facing. I'm coming from a compound and understand the challenges of people. First of all, the freedom that we've given the people in the street. Kanabesa, kwa kanyama, na ifetura nyanta mmenshi mfulanga yalo, kakwali veri wewa yamu. Infulanga yalo kana ifetura randa, what solutions should we make so that na ifetura toroka kwa yama we? Ayame, so that ayamenshi, yera wako mwa kanyama. The same challenges that the people face in Kanyama, I understand. I'm raised in Kanyama and understand what my mother was going through under the previous regime, where a woman valemufula vamayo nafira nokuroreshako. That is an achievement, my brother. Where peace is, development will be there. But all these things that I'm talking about is a process. And when you look at this government, on the 10-point plan that we had, you look at this government, that this is a serious government that wants to implement a lot of issues. When you talk about the agriculture sector, first of all, this country...
Are you agitated by the rallies that Mundubele is having?
Tapali Filipo kana vesa.
Muri abantu bonse tapali Filipo pali?
Yama. Pali abantu, the beneficiaries of CDF who go there. Why tumina na mafoni tuachiwapo tapachi wafu bachisalanda. My brother, politics is on the ground.
But politics is also about
politics. Perception is there. You make great perception, but who is there to communicate to the people there in Namshakende, where Mundubile maybe will never be there? Who is there to communicate to the people in Vubwi, where maybe will never be there? Because the time is not there. And the truth is that what message is Mundubile putting across? That is different from what the UPND is doing.
He's saying he's going to give back sincerity to the young people.
The process that we are already doing. Because, first of all, we are formalizing all those minds.
Let's speak on other caller from within Lusaka. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hope you're well.
You are speaking with Moses Nyendwa from within Lusaka.
Mr. Moses Nyendwa, please go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you so much. I just want to make my submission also on the topic. I feel like the young people have the responsibility of voting for the UPND. And I'll tell you the reason. First of all, when you look at the two manifestos from the opposition and the ruling party, the manifesto of the ruling party is a production manifesto. The manifesto of the ruling party is the manifesto that is looking for funds so that Zambia can have revenue. When you look at the other side, it's a consumption-based manifesto. They are going to come and spend and spend and spend to the extent where Zambia will have nothing to talk about. I'll give you an example. I was one of the people that was sponsored by the former government to study in Kenya. And when we were studying in Kenya, I can tell you for free, we are being given allowances, and those allowances were coming as cash. Tell me in the world, which government can be coming all the way from Zambia to Kenya to give you my $100, my $200, $200. They never thought of even opening a bank account for any of us. You see, when that government lost the election, we suffered so much. We stayed for like about 6 months without allowances because there was no system that was put in place so that the other government that was going to come could recognize us. That was the PF. The PF for you was a consumption-based government. It used to spend anyhow. They never cared whether they're going to get other money, to put in the economy or whatsoever. For them, it's about spending and spending and spending. And I feel like we should never go back to that kind of leadership. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Moses Nyendwa, calling us from within Lusaka. With the little time that we're remaining with, why should the young people of Zambia grant President Hakainde Hichilema, the UPND, another 5-year mandate in the next 44 days?
Never be cheated, my fellow young people. The UPND government, first of all, the teachers that were employed, the 41,000 teachers that were employed should feel a self-conviction because these are young people. The between 18 and 200 and 20,000 who were employed in the health sector should feel a self-conviction and know that they are coming from families. And these families are relieved today because they're able to find a penny. The people, the skills, empowerment under CDF, CEC, should feel convicted that President Hakainde Hichilema means well for the Zambian people. The young miners who were being trained, given a skill for them to mine, something that has never happened in this country. We believe that the only person that can mine is a foreigner. They should feel convicted and say, I'm going to vote for President Hakainde Hichilema. The meal allowance that was given to a student. My mothers out there, my fathers, today you are relieved of the pressure of not paying school fees. Let's be sincere, let's be human and say President Hakainde Hichilema has done his part. But what will be left of this country if we are going to bring Amaluku, whose campaign is that Tizaka Shika Mundu, Asogoleri, Chinibaba Maningi. One thing I'll tell you that it pains me. When I was being raised as a young child, my mother told me that Muntu okufa ni muntu umoza wa mine tufuniko lemekeza. I should not use tupia muntu okufa kupangira po ndalama ini or kupangira po zina. But it's so surprising that elderly people who I can call my fathers are behaving in that way. Young people, be convicted and know and also weigh the kind of leadership that we have and choose a better leader that is going to lead this country.
Who do you think
is President Hakainde Hichilema?
Who do you think is your biggest competition as UPND in this election?
The biggest competition we have is the Zambian people. That's the biggest competition that we have, is to convince the Zambian people to see what we've done and communicate to the Zambian people to see what we've done, that President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government means well for them and for the rest of the country.
Don't you think your job was going to be very easy if the people felt what you've done, as opposed to you convince them what you've done?
My brother, people have benefited. People have seen what the UPND has done. But engaging people, you continue. It's a process. You engage. There's some people who are away from the internet. There's some people who are away from communication. And I've told you this. They're in areas where VCDF is communicated as if it's an individual who has taken CDF, who is maybe a councillor or something. But it's President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government. So it's important that these all issues are communicated to our people, and the people should see that this government means well, and President Hakainde Hichilema loves the young people and loves the Zambian people as a whole.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
And as a way of closing, people are asking, are you related to Comrade Nevas Mumba of the New Nation Party?
I'm related to him because he's a Zambian. He's from the northern, I'm from Eastern Province. He's my father, I have so much respect for him.
That's our show for tonight. My guest has been Comrade Nevas Mumba. He is the National Information Publicity Secretary, coming in from the ruling party, the United Party for National Development. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We've been discussing will the young people again overwhelmingly support the UPND like they did in 2021. Has Nevas convinced you? Has the UPND convinced you? That was our question, and the decision is up to you to make in the next 44 days on the ballot. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Andrew Mwansa.